Hi guys, it's your girl Swan Stewart, aka Haley Healing Universe. I'm in Presby, UPMC Presby in Pittsburgh. I'm getting ready to leave, but I'm cracking up because I said them doing what they're doing right now actually proved my point more than ever. Like I was cracking up. I was like, all the back and forth. The aliens here, the aliens here, and I said then they sat there and they took my blood, and I let them do it on purpose because I went to the emergency room, right, and I knew they was going to take some blood capsules because they can't help themselves. They can't help themselves but to take blood because they know my blood is rare and specific and things of that nature. And but anyway, so what I was going to start doing now is a simple fact that this hospital and other hospitals together, I think UPMC, or and then Boston Medical, University of Boston Medical, and what's that other one, y'all? I want to say in Providence, or should I say Providence, Rhode Island, Boston Medical, UPMC. Anyway, so as soon as they saw I was here, so they started sending a bunch of people back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And those are one of the main people that do research studies on people's blood and be actually giving people treatments and stuff. And so many people are so willing to sell themselves up to for money. They're actually freely offering Amazon cards for people who are in pain to do pain management. And then when something goes wrong with them, they want to say, "Are you crazy? Do you want to kill yourself? Do you have a suicidal thoughts and all that other mess like that?" When you go to a hospital, do not even answer those questions because that's like it's like insane. So, but anyway, yeah, when you go to a hospital, like don't even answer those questions. Like, because they do that all the time. They'll say, "Are you this?" and then you suicidal and all this other stuff like that. You know, I live in Newcastle. I'm not waiting for nothing but to go to the cafeteria and do like I'm supposed to before I go see my specialist, like I'm supposed to, like I'm allowed to. But you're actually on my feed and you're bothering me right now. So anyway, like I was saying, I'm a patient here at UPMC, whatever. And so they want to send people to bother me and talk to me and say and ask me questions, but they already know I was here and I live like an hour away. So anyway, so he already knew I'm here. So anyway, they want to try to come and do like this little campaign. Y'all know I exploit people like this all the time on a daily basis, and it's funny because that's what guilt does. Guilt makes people tilt. They do the same thing all the time. It's like and then so they knew I was waiting on the cafeteria. I'm getting ready to leave, but I wanted to make sure I got my recording in, which is actually allowed. Um, but they can call who they want to call. Ain't nothing gonna happen. So I'm taking half these people to court due to the fact that they sit up there and I said, and then they couldn't help themselves but to take a tube of blood, like 2 or 3 tubes of blood, and to make sure that they got the blood. But yeah, these are UPMC, Boston Medical, Georgetown, and like Providence, Rhode Island. Those are like the three that actually do like the medical research on different people and stuff like that. And then they do blood research and all that other stuff. And then they give people medicines that. Why are you asking him? Why are you not asking me? I did, but you got attitude. Well, because you was on my live, and you should have said, "Excuse me." Exactly. That's your problem right there. No, I don't have an attitude. I'm giving you the same attitude you give me. I'm giving you the same energy you're giving me. I was actually on my pad, and he actually interrupted me. So that was what that was. There was no problem. No, it's not his job. He actually purposely looked over here, and he purposely walked over here from the emergency room. I actually was getting ready to leave. I live in Newcastle, like an hour away, so the hospital knows this. I'm actually have UPMC insurance and all that other good stuff like that. I have specialists here. I have doctors here.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I'm actually allowed by right to go to the cafeteria before I leave and record. But you
So,
purposely
actually,
walked your butt over here and decided that you wanted to ask me a question in a raw way.
That's my-
And no, that's not your job to not give me
Okay,
attitude.
Okay. All right.
You see me talking.
Okay.
You see me. Yes, you were, and so are you. And I didn't ask you anything. I didn't ask you anything. Why are you talking?
Okay, ma'am. So,
No. You didn't get told about it. You called him. So why are you lying?
Ma'am, I was.
I don't do lies. I don't do lies. Anyway.
So I was in the main.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was here sitting
You
here.
left
Yeah, he
there.
actually sit here. He told me to sit here because the cafeteria doesn't open up till 6:30, right? Okay.
So you were over there.
Yeah.
You had already either been discharged or you were waiting and you left, right?
Yeah.
You came and sat down here.
Yeah.
So I informed
Well, no,
them
I
that-
actually informed the officer. I said, "What time's the cafeteria open up?" He said 6:30. I said, "Okay." So I'm sitting here and I was finishing going my conversation, and she decided that she wanted to walk up here as soon as I came over here anyway, to make sure that she wanted to cause problems.
Okay, so what is
So therefore,
I have a question for you. So two things. You're not allowed to report on the hospital property.
okay, this is my property actually, and this has nothing to do with hospital property.
The iPad may be your property, but the hospital
Yeah,
is
well,
not allowed
and
to
but
report.
there actually I can.
So number two, if you have
This
no
is a lie.
business
This
here,
is a
we
lie,
are gonna
but
have to ask you to leave.
Actually, I do because I'm actually a patient here, and I do vascular,
You
so I
already
can do
said
that.
You were a patient.
So,
sitting
you
in
know.
discharge, right?
Well, there's still actually doctors here, right?
There's doctors
There's
here
vascular.
24
Okay,
hours.
yeah. So yeah, I'm allowed to go see those.
So,
But I can still actually talk live on my